This video presents an arthroscopic release technique enabling optimal exposure of the anterosuperior structures as the key step for successful rotator cuff repair. This case is a 66-year-old male, right shoulder, with anterosuperior tear. We can see the long head of the biceps tendon dislocated medially due to the tear. The shaver is used as a probe to retract the biceps and reveal the coma sign structures. Here, the biceps tenotomy is preferred and performed with the vapor. In this case, a lateral portal is made with the scope in the glenohumeral portal. Then, the arthroscopic grasper is used to reduce the coma, enabling an initial intra-articular debridement of the subscapularis and opening of the rotator interval. The instrumental path is then changed, and the release is continued on the extra-articular side while preserving the coma sign structures. Debridement continues anteriorly, with the coracoid arch gradually identified. Care must be taken not to extend medially to the coracoid, which is a danger zone. We then take time to clear the anterior space until we visualize the conjoint tendon and the start of the coracoacromial ligament. Now, we pass into the subacromial space, using the posterior approach. We use the shaver and the vapor alternately to release the deep deltoid fascia using the panorama view technique. We proceed externally and perform an anterior debridement with the shaver to create a workspace. Next, the scope is placed anterolaterally, and the coma structures are grasped with the forceps in order to identify them and perform a complete release of the coracohumeral ligament. At this time, we realize that a complete release cannot be achieved only intra-articularly. This essential step of releasing the coracohumeral ligament is carried out after identifying its limits: the anterior band of the supraspinatus posteriorly and the coracoid process anteriorly. The transverse ligament is incised at the lateral edge of the biceps tendon groove, respecting the structures of the coma sign. This exposes the footprint of the subscapularis. The lesser tuberosity of the humerus is trimmed and the first anchor is inserted. As in all anterosuperior repairs, the subscapularis is repaired first. In this case, we have chosen an arthroscopic Mason Allen suture, with the upper strand tying the coma structures by the articular face. Here, we don't tie the knot in the first instance, and let them out via the anteroexternal portal. In this case, because of the significant tear at the subscapular level, we opt for a second lower anchorage. Another Mason Allen suture is then made and tied in the same way as the first one. Once the anterior part has been repaired, we find ourselves with a more usual rupture of the supraspinatus. Here, we place an anchor at the footprint. We start with the first mattress suture, and the two other bands of the anchor are just passed into the tendon as a tension band. Another anchor for the second row is inserted. We take all the sutures and finish with a double row repair in order to cover all the footprint with tendon. This is the final result, with good coverage of the footprint by the anterosuperior lesion, which is only possible after a complete step-by-step release.